Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Elisa Dome with Elisa Dome's Crochet Crafts, and I'm so glad that you're joining me today. So I have been working on my little bear, my Sock Hop 50s Dance Bear, and I have got everything except for the head made. I have made the ears, but I'm not sure that I even like the ears. I may wind up changing them. But I made this scarf is gonna go around the neck, and then I've got a light colored, like buttery yellow. This is from Hobby Lobby. I cannot remember the name of this yarn, but anyway, it's like a pale yellow. I thought it would be really good and that it would match this darker yellow for the scarf. And so I'm gonna make the skirt out of this buttery yellow. So I'm about to work on the head. The head is what I have the hardest part with, because normally after I get it made, it always, for some reason, comes out looking like a mouse. So with that being said, hopefully I've got it right and it'll actually look like a cute teddy bear, because that is what I need it to look like. I need it to look like a teddy bear. So I have like this much left on this skein. I know it's probably not enough to finish the head. I have another skein brand new over there that I'm gonna get out if this is not enough, but I just wanted to finish this first and then I'll start on the other skein. So let me show y'all what else I've been working on. I had a pattern test for Faith with Faith's Cuddly Creations. It is for a swinging dragon. It's low sew swinging dragon. The only thing that you have to sew on is the wings, and then you have to take yarn and just surface crochet the nose, and you have to surface crochet the ears and the horns. But other than that, there really is, oh, and you have to, no, the tail is actually done in the round. So anyway, so this is my little dragon. I have not made the swing yet. I made this in Bernat blanket yarn, and this is that same buttery yellow from Hobby Lobby. This is the same brown. It's the new Mama Made Minis Premier Basics Chenille Brights in the color Pebble, and that's what I did the horns with. The horns is wanting to kind of lay down. The ears is the Bernat blanket. It is the Shadow Purple is what I did the ears in. Because I wanted the ears just to be, just, you know, like a solid color for the ears. So I started to do the feet and the arms in the dark purple as well, but I did not. But it all just kind of come together and it matches. You really can't even tell on the ears that it was done in a different color unless you're holding it real close and looking at it. So I didn't have any of the big eyes that would have been a good color for this, so I just went ahead and put some of the yellow around the eyes as well. I wished I would have had some really pretty golden eyes or some really pretty purple sparkle eyes, but I did not have any. So those are the eyes I chose, are the 14 millimeter, and I just put the yellow yarn around the eyes for the border, and then I did the nose. Like I said, it's just surface crocheted. You sew the wings on the back. I did a little mess up. I don't know if y'all can see it there. I think I sewed, whenever I tied the wings together, I tied it over two different, matter of fact, I know I did. I tied it over two different stitches, so I'm going to have to pull that out and fix that. But for the time being, I just left it like it is. Like I said, I didn't do the swing because honestly, it came out to be a pretty good size little dragon. So this was such a cute, whimsical little dragon pattern. So fun, so easy, quick, very great for markets. This is due May the 2nd, and I think it will release either May the 3rd or May the 4th. So be looking on Faith's Cuddly Creations on her Instagram. I will link in my description how to get to her Instagram like I said, the pattern test is due May the 2nd, so that's just next Saturday. And I think her pattern will be released either May the 3rd or May the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. So the other thing that I wanted to do is make some little spiders, like the jumping spiders, and, you know, just for my market, because I was trying to make more boy things because I have a ton of girl things made. And so I thought, you know, spiders, you know, and girls may like the spiders too, you know, I don't know. But I just thought, you know what, I would make some spiders. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff on my list that I really want to make. But this was a free pattern from Instagram. It's called Charlotte the Spider. And it's by Amy's underscore crafty underscore corner underscore. And I'll try to put that up on the screen here so y'all can see that. But Charlotte the Spider. And this was my spider that I did here. These right here, fangs, these are called the fangs. I don't think I sewed the fangs close enough together. I think the fangs should have been closer. I think they're not in enough. I think the eyes should have been in just a little bit more, and I think the fangs should have been in a little bit more. And I don't know if you could see my second set of eyes, but I did exactly what she said. She said to add the big eyes between row 4 and row 5, leaving 4 stitches between them. And that's what I did. You know, it may be 5 stitches in between. I don't know. But she said to leave 4 stitches. But when you're looking at these spiders, I pulled some images up and was looking at, you know, a real jumping spider, what they're supposed to look like. And their bigger eyes are actually closer together, and so are their fangs. But anyway, I'll put a picture up here of one of the spiders I was looking at. But I also did not like the way that she had you doing the legs or the body, but I went ahead and did part of it the way she said. Now, I did do the body just a little bit different, and I wound up making my own legs and just sewing them in. Matter of fact, she has you making 4 legs on each side. I did not do that. I only made 3 legs. So I will probably go back and make a 4th leg, because I think that most spiders do have 4 legs on both sides. So I probably will go back and do that. But anyway, I do like the way that this spider sits, because whenever it sits, its little booty is facing upwards, and I do like that, because that's how most spiders look anyway. So I do think that it turned out to be pretty cute. Now I have made another spider. I'm not through with this. I have to sew the legs on it. The way she has you to do the legs, you're just surface crocheting them. But I didn't like that. I wanted to make actual legs. I didn't like just the surface crochet look. You have to sew the head to the body. I didn't do that. Instead, I just made the body connect to the head, because I thought, you know what, that's crazy. I will try to link that pattern in the description. Anyway, it kind of looks like a duck if you hold it like that. But anyway, this one, I made the eyes 2 stitches apart. I made them closer, and then I put the back ones back. The back ones I actually did the way she said to do them. Once I sew the legs on in the place where she says to put them, then I will go back and I'll just kind of stitch the head down like that, and then that's how that it will look, and then its booty will also be up. Now this is a different type of yarn. This is this is Bernat Blanket, and this is the Premier Basics. So of course, you know, Bernat Blanket is a lot bigger, or not a lot bigger, but it is somewhat bigger. This was that new color again by Mama Made Minis. It's the pebble color. And so I don't know if I like it now that I'm looking at it with the eyes. I probably should have put these up up another one or whatever. That's probably why she says to sew the head onto the body, because if you don't, it kind of makes the eyes be too down toward the floor with her directions. So, but anyway, it's not completed yet. I'm gonna be working on that, and then I want to make one in gray, and then I thought about making another purple one just like this, because I still have a good bit of that yarn And I was like, I have no idea what to do with that yarn. I had originally bought this to finish and I need to finish it because I have a good bit of it already made. It's a giraffe that I had started working on, and I just never did go back and complete it. I've got it tied up in a bag. It is sitting over there in the corner, and I have been using this for everything except for that, y'all. I don't know what it is. It's like I'll get a bunch of stuff halfway made, and then if I run out of something, like if I run out of a color that I'm using, it's like hard for me to pick that wilt back up and finish it. It's like, oh well, I'm just gonna move on to something else, and then I never want to go back to that. But I really need to, because I still haven't finished that big teddy bear that I was working on that had the pink jumper suit on or whatever, and it was free too, and it was super cute. So my goal is to try to finish those two things. Like I said, I am, uh-oh, there went my hook. I am working on the head, and then I'll have to go back and do the skirt. And then she will pretty much be done. I mean, once I get the skirt made and the head made and get the ears and I get the muzzle on. I have the muzzle made too. I don't remember what I did with it. It's somewhere over there in that bag. But anyway, I'll have to get that muzzle out of the bag and get it. Once I get the head made, I'll have to sew the muzzle on. So you do have to do some sewing. This is not a completely no-sew pattern of mine. This is for that, again, it's for the retro summer cowl. I showed y'all the other bear in my last video. The way that I wanted it to look, I wanted it to be a bear with puff sleeves, and that it looked like it was like an off-the-shoulder shirt. And it does look like that. The color changes is not all that bad because I have it in the pattern to where the color change doesn't look that bad. So I was very happy with how that turned out. I'm very happy with how the shirt turned out and everything else. I do got to go back and put laces on the shoes. These are the little socks, the little bobby socks. You know, they always wore those black shoes and the bobby socks to one of those 50s dances. Let me see if I can find that other bear. I know I showed it on my last video, but who cares? I'll show it again. I went and got this bear. So if you put them up side by side, you can see it's pretty much the same except for the head. The head is going to be a little bit different because that's where I did my tweaking at. The other thing is that I didn't do the white color change here. I just left it in the body color because I thought that's just too much color changing. So I have to go back and do the laces like this. Do the head, put the muzzle on, do the ears. I did tweak the ears. The ears are a little bit different, and I tweaked the muzzle and the head. So those are what is a little bit different. So once I get this bear completed, I can do another side by side and show y'all what it actually looks like. Y'all are probably going to be very well tired of seeing my little 50s dance bear, my sock hop 50 dance bear, but like I said, it's for the retro summer. It's really not a hard pattern. It's a cute, simple pattern. It takes no time to get it worked up, you know, other than the few color changes. I mean, it is a pretty fast pattern. It takes probably about, I don't know, hour and a half or something to get it completely made. But I don't know, because I've never really timed myself from the beginning to the end on it. So I'll work a little bit and I'll stop, work a little bit and stop. And so, but anyway, I'll get it together. I'll get it together and it'll be gotten together. The other thing that I started working on is I wanted to make another one of the lollipop frog. I did this pattern test last week for Deline. It is closing out today. I believe is the last day, and I think it's going to be releasing on the 27th or the 20th. I think it's the 28th. So in 2 days, Deline's lollipops pattern will be completed. I did take the mustache off of this one because it just looks silly, and my daughter and everybody said it looked silly and stupid, so I took it off. I'm gonna give him just a regular smile like I did the other one. But this is the other one that I'm starting to work on. I've got the legs and the arms made, and I have started on the body. So that's the other thing that I've been working on. I also went and got my gray yarn because I'm going to do a spider in this color. And that way I will have 3 spiders. And if I get the chance to make a 4th spider for my market, then I'll have the 4th spider. So let me see if I can get this bag open. I also found this bag, and it has a couple of whips in it too. I'm so bad about whips, y'all. Really, really bad. I've got to get better with that. I'll get busy working on something, and then I'll get busy working on something else, and I'll get bored, and then I'll just switch, and I'll say, whatever, I'm not going to finish that. This is part of the giraffe, and that was the whole reason that I went and bought this yarn. And I need to finish it because I've got the head made, and I think these are arms is what this is, arms. And so I need to finish this. So that is on my list to finish before my market. And then this is that other bear that I have showed y'all a couple of times. Still have not finished it. I have all my yarn in here that I need to finish it. And then I had started working on this dragon. Never finished it. I've got this much made. Got a whole sack of yarn in here to finish that dragon, and have not finished it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you count my spider and my bear, yeah, 6 things. I'm busy. I'm busy, y'all. I'm just busy. I'm all over the place is what I am. My goodness. Okay, the other little pattern test that I had to do for Delon is this cute little bag. It's a red, white, and blue bag. I don't know if I've showed this to y'all or not, but this is a pattern test that we had to do for Delon. It's also part of the retro summer crochet along that we're doing, and I believe that it goes with one of her patterns that she is doing for the retro summer. But she went ahead and had everybody to pattern test this for her. I just thought this was the cutest thing. She said that we can put this, you know, we could sell it separately if we wanted to. We could sell it along with any plushie that we had if we wanted to give them just like a little bag, you know, that they could hold. And isn't this just adorable? I thought this was so cute. You know, kids love things like that, or I always did, so I assume kids still love it. Things that they can play dress up with their babies, their dollies, their plushies, whatever. So I used to love, whenever I was a kid, playing dress up, changing out bags and shoes and shirts and dresses and, you know, you name it. I love doing stuff like that. So I'm sure kids today still likes to do that kind of stuff. So, but that was the other little pattern test that we had to do. It was this little bag. So that was real fun, and it was real cute. And I only got the one made. I only got that one made. So anyway, let me get off of here. I'm going to try to get this finished today. And if I don't get it finished today, hopefully I'll get it finished tomorrow. But I'm definitely getting it finished before the end of this video, so y'all can see it. And like I said, it's my goal to have at least 3 or 4 pairs of everything. Like, I want 3 or 4 of these spiders at my market. I want 3 or 4 of these at my market. I want 3 or 4 of these at my market. You get the idea. I want to have enough. That way, if somebody comes up with their friend, they can say, "Ooh, let's get this together." Because a lot of times, that's what I'll see. They'll either be brother and sister, or sisters, or brothers, or best friends, and they always want the same thing. So I'm going to get off of here because y'all seen all those whips. I've got to get to work. Hey y'all, it's me again. I'm back. So I got this little spider made. got his little fangs, got his legs on there. And I'm trying to decide if I should put like a little attaching string right here on the tip of his booty. And that way he kind of looks like he's hanging down from the ceiling, like they could put it on their arm and hold it, or they could hang it up on their rear view mirror, or hang it up in their bedroom, or whatever. So I had seen on, let me see if I can find it, on this free pattern, and another free pattern too. I haven't tried the other free pattern, but it showed the spider hanging down. So on this free pattern here, here's one that somebody done, and I don't know if you can see it or not, where they put it on a string there. They put hearts on theirs, but I just thought, you know, that might be pretty cute. And then I seen, this is a free pattern as well, and it's on a swing, but it's actually on a swing for the front, these front arms right here. So it's made completely different. I haven't made one. I may make my gray one like it, because it's a free pattern. It's no-sew. It's available on YouTube as a free tutorial. You can buy the pattern as a paid pattern, but she also gives a free tutorial. So I may wind up doing that, going on there and making that one. But I thought about, because of the way this is shaped, the little booty of the spider, that it might be cute making, just like if I was to like slip stitch, just like right here, like right at the tip of the booty, and then just like chain, or and I honestly don't even know what to chain. This is what it looks like with 30. So I think maybe I'm going to do 31. And then I'm just going to go right back in that same and slip stitch. And then I can weave in the ends. And I may wind up doing it to the purple one too. I just think that would be, you know, cute. It's something different. It's not really part of the pattern. But I just thought, you know, it would be something just a little extra, you know, if somebody wanted to, you know, put it on their rearview mirror, or if they just wanted to walk around with it on their arm, you know, hanging from their arm, you know, because spiders, typically they have webs and they like to hang out or whatever. And I guess I could have made that a different color than the body, but for whatever reason, I just thought, you know, I will just make it this same color. And I may wind up doing that to the others as well. I bought that gray color because I wanted to make a couple of some mice, some opossums, and I'm still planning on doing that as well. I do want to make a spider with it too, and I have like 3 rolls of that gray, but there it is. That's how it looks when it's on this. And see, they can just kind of put it on their arm, or they can put it on their rearview mirror. And see, I think that's cute. I think they will like that. You know, I think the kids will really go for something like this. Now, I could be wrong, but I think that's adorable. You know, I honestly do. I think that's adorable. So I definitely think I'm gonna do that to the purple one, and I think I'm gonna do it to the gray one too. I may wind up making, if I have enough, I may make a lighter color brown, because I have some more of the steel cut oats right here, and I can, you know, do a lighter colored spider out of this. And then I may wind up making 2 from the gray, and just kind of seeing how that goes. But I do need to save the rest of this for this bear here, and I wanted to make, there's something else that I wanted to make with it. I know these will go pretty quick, all the smaller makes, so I want to get them made before I do anything. So I'm gonna be working on finishing up the spiders, and then I'm gonna work on finishing up the lollipops frog, because I don't have very much to do on that lollipops. And then I will finish up my bear. I'm gonna try to get all of that made, you know, today, possibly into tomorrow. I'm trying to really get into crocheting and not just lay around and not do nothing. Sometimes I'll just lay around and watch YouTube videos and not do a whole lot of anything, because I just don't feel good most of the time. Especially on Sundays, it's like my rest day. I had been using Saturday as my Sabbath, my rest, and I still would like to do that. And yesterday, I didn't really do a whole lot yesterday, because like I said, usually on Saturdays and Sundays, I don't like to do a whole lot. But I don't mind crocheting on Sunday, but Saturday, I definitely don't really want to be doing a whole lot of anything, because Saturday to me is my Sabbath. That's my rest day. That's the day that usually we're with family. Sundays, usually with family too. And so I've been just like doing most of my crocheting during the week. But I'm kind of on a time crunch, because this market is May the 9th and today is April the 26th. So I'll have very many days left. I have a pretty good bit of stuff for my market, you know, left over from my last market and just from different pattern tests that I've done recently. But I still want to have a pretty good bit, you know, of like a variation of things. So y'all know how that goes if you do markets. So let me get off of here and get back to work, and I'll show y'all later on what I get made. Hey y'all, I'm back again, and I've got my little bear. Look how stinking cute it turned out. So on my pattern that I'm doing, I give it an option for a short skirt or a longer skirt. And I give it option if you want to tie the laces and leave these little string parts out, or if you want to weave it in. So, with that being said, since on the other bear, will you go get me that other bear, Elena, and let me show the difference. So, on the other bear, I did the longer skirt. And on this bear, I haven't done it yet. But the only thing that I've got to do is I've got to cut out either the poodle or the record and put it on here. And I give a template for that on my pattern. So this is the other bear, and you can see they're exactly the same. They may not look the same, but I promise you they're the same. This bear here does look a little bit skinnier. I don't think I stuffed it as much as I did this one, but this one does look more like a mouse, and this one does look more like a bear. So I may go ahead and cut out the poodle on this, since I embroidered the record and the notes on this one. But whatever I decide to do, I'll go ahead and have it on there with pictures on my pattern. Like I said, this is for the Retro Summer Crochet Along, the cow. If y'all are following everybody that's a designer in that Retro Summer group, then once it closes out, then you will be getting the first part of the pattern, and you'll have, like, I think 1 or either 2 weeks to finish the first part. And then if you complete it, you'll get the second part of the pattern. Once you complete it in whatever time that they give you to complete the second part, then you can get the pattern for free. But y'all, this bear, she turned out adorable. It was just like I envisioned, just like I dreamed. I love her little black shoes and her bobby socks and her little skirt and her little 50s top off the shoulder, her little puff sleeves. Look at this. I mean, it's just like they would be like at a sock hop in the 50s. This is literally just how they dressed in the 50s. This screams to me retro summer. When I think about retro and summer, I think about, you know, the 50s and going to the sock hops and going to the dances and all that. So, of course, I wasn't born in the 50s. I was born in the 70s. But still, I loved the 50s, y'all. I loved watching old movies like Grease and just old movies like that. And just, but yeah, I like Dirty Dancing too. And that, to me, screams retro summer, stuff like that. It's like my childhood, you know, growing up and watching all those movies and having the fun time in the summer. Growing up, we didn't have computers, we didn't have cell phones or anything like that. We did have TV, and we weren't allowed to stay in front of the TV all day. We played outside all day, and then at night, we might get 2 to 3 hours on the TV if it was the weekend. If it was a school night, maybe 1 or 2 hours, and that was it. So the kids these days, they just don't know what they're missing with all the play and fun. So anyway, this is my bear. I've completed it. I think this is all I'm going to be able to do on this video. If I do more for the video, I will surely post it and let y'all know. If I put either the little felt dog or the record on here, I will come back on and show y'all. But if not, I will see y'all next week. And I hope y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for watching. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. If you've watched to the end, put a little bear or a record player or a music note. Bye, y'all. Hey, good evening, y'all. I'm sitting out under the carport, just enjoying the afternoon. It turned out to be such a beautiful day today. It's supposed to be raining, but we haven't gotten any rain yet. But it's supposed to be. I think most of the rain is going to come in this afternoon, tonight sometime. But it's such a pretty day. The weather feels amazing. My daughter cleaned our carport off. Swept. Then she took the hose and went over the carport really, really good with the hose. Dug the trench out so it looks really nice. Colby had gotten up there and he got all the spider webs off. We got to do that to the front too. But it looks good. It looks nice. I got to get some cleaner, Old Maid or whatever it's called. Clean the grill. Look at that lizard. He's just a running. We have a ton of lizards. Shannon mowed part of the yard today. I got to get me some flowers planted in my flower bed over there. It's very pretty. Got the yard mowed. Got it mowed in the back. Cloudy. Hear all the birds. Feels really good out right now. Got a light, just a very light breeze. Look at these dogs playing. Brown, Cece. I meant Brownie and Macy. What are y'all doing? Where is Cece? Cece? Living it up, living the best life. See? Let's go look in the front yard. Let me show y'all. A little worm tree's about to die. These girls have gotten into something. They stink like a dead armadillo. There's my flowers around here, my plants. They're doing real good. Oh, we got a package. Shannon got a package. I think my elephant ears are getting bigger, but these, I think they're called amaryllis. They're just all about to die. I mean, they're still there. My Easter lilies hadn't bloomed yet. My bells there hadn't bloomed yet. But they're pretty. I left my clovers because the flowers is pretty. Yeah, I'm just waiting on the rest of them to bloom.